I walked into my own house, 2 days early from a business trip. It was dark. I heard voices coming from the kitchen. It was my wife, Sophia, and my younger brother, Ben. They were whispering. I heard my brother say, "The boat is ready. The weights are in the car. We just have to make it look like an accident." I stood there in the dark, my heart turning to ice. My family was not planning a surprise party for me. They were planning my funeral. What they didn't know was that I had one secret they never found. A secret that would not only save my life but would turn their perfect plan into a permanent prison. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, comment where you're watching from, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story like this. So, it started from here. My name is Jacob. My grandfather, a very rich man named Arthur, did not trust people easily. When he died, he left me his fortune. $200 million. But there was a rule. The money was locked in a trust. I could not touch it until I turned 40. But there was a second rule. If I died before I turned 40, the money would be released immediately. To my wife, Sophia, and my brother, Ben. I am 39 years old. My birthday is next month. I thought my life was good. Sophia and I had been married for 5 years. Ben was my best friend. He helped me run my small bookstore. My sister, named Maria, loved them both. I trusted them with my life. I did not know they were only interested in my death. I was supposed to be on a business trip. But my meeting was canceled. The airline clerk, a woman named Mrs. Davis, got me on an earlier flight. I came home 2 days early to surprise my wife. But I was the one who got the surprise. I stood in the dark hallway and listened to them plan my murder. They talked about my upcoming fishing trip. They talked about how they would weigh my body down. They talked about the money. Their voices were calm. They were not sad. They were excited. My friend, a lawyer named Mr. Hayes, had warned me about the trust. He said it was a dangerous setup. I did not listen to him. I did not confront them. I did not make a sound. I backed out of the house as quietly as I came in. I got in my car and I drove away. I did not go to the police. They would call it a misunderstanding. A bad joke. I had no proof. Just their words in the dark. I needed a different kind of plan. I needed them to walk into a trap they built themselves. I drove to the one place I knew I would be safe. The home of my father's oldest friend, a man named Frank Peterson. He was a retired police captain. I told him everything. Frank listened. He did not doubt me for a second. "Okay, son," he said. "Here is what we are going to do." The fishing trip was planned for Saturday. On Friday, I acted like everything was normal. I talked to my other friend, named Chris, about the trip. I knew he would mention it to Ben. I made sure they knew I was still going. Then, on Friday night, Frank and I made a visit. We went to see the person who managed my grandfather's trust. A very serious woman at a very big bank. Her name was Ms. Albright. We sat in her big office. I told her I was worried. I told her I thought my life was in danger because of the trust. I asked her one simple question. Is there any way to change the trust, right now, without them knowing? I asked. Ms. Albright looked at the thick legal document. She found one small rule my grandfather had put in. It said the trust could be changed with the signature of the beneficiary, which was me, and the signature of one other person. the person my grandfather trusted most in the world. The executor of his will. Frank Peterson. We did not change who got the money. That would be too simple. We changed the rules. We added a new clause. A small one. It said, in the event of the beneficiary's death by non-natural causes, a full police investigation must be completed, and the death must be ruled accidental, before any funds are released. This investigation will be led by a private investigator chosen by the executor. We both signed the new page. Ms. Albright stamped it and put it in the official file. The trap was set. The next day, I did not go fishing. I stayed at Frank's house. I turned off my phone. On Sunday, my brother, Ben, reported me missing. The police, led by a local officer named Sergeant Miller, started a search. I waited. For 1 week, I was a ghost. Then, I walked into the police station. Ben and Sophia were there, talking to the police, looking so sad. They saw me. Their faces turned to stone. They looked like they had seen a real ghost. "I'm so sorry," I said. "I just needed some time alone." I had no idea everyone was so worried. I did not have to accuse them. I did not have to tell anyone what I heard, because from that day on, they had to live with a terrible new reality. Their plan had failed. And I knew what they had done. They could never touch me again. They could never look me in the eye again. And the $200 million. It was now locked away from them forever. Because if anything ever accidentally happened to me, they would be the first and only suspects in a private investigation they could not control. I did not send them to jail. I just made the money they wanted to kill me for the very thing that now keeps me safe. That's it for today's story. What would you have done if you were in his place? Is this the most intelligent and complete form of checkmate? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if this story feels familiar, if you have a story of betrayal that needs to be told, we want to hear it. There is a link in the description where you can submit your story to us. Thank you for listening to The Voice of Betrayal. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a story.